Coach Roz, the motivator, and my partner in crime is over there. That's AKA Mr. Nutrition, Greg Califatic. How you doing over there, Greg?
Feeling good today, Roz. How are you?
I'm outstanding. Well, we're going to do a series of different quick topics that we can just share with our audience. And the first one we really want to talk about is the balloon effect. It's something that a lot of our clients have asked us questions about, and we feel like we're explaining this every session. And we want to really to answer it one time and share it with the world so you guys can all get this information. So, Greg, just give me a brief overview on what exactly is your interpretation of the balloon effect.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, it's cool is I'm actually sitting on a balloon, so this feels good today. So the balloon effect, so it pretty much talks about the whole low carb result that you can get. And when we explain to clients, when they come to us saying, "Oh, Coach Greg, Coach Roz, why is it that I gain weight when I eat carbs?" Well, when you go onto a low carb diet, what happens is you have to think of your body like a balloon, like a muscle in a sense. So when you go low carbs, you're exercising, you're eating low carbs, your body deflates in a sense, or your muscle deflates. So therefore, you're going to lose weight, water weight, carb weight, plus a little bit of fat. Now, the hardest thing to explain to a client is how to bring carbs back in and explain the weight gain that they have. And no matter how many times, I'm sure you've heard this so many times, Coach Ross, "Oh my God, I can't eat carbs, I just gained weight." Well, what happens is when you take carbs back in, your balloon, again, fills right back up. So it makes sense. So it's not really fat weight that you're gaining, it's more carb weight, water weight. And now correct me if I'm wrong, I believe for every gram of carbohydrate that goes in your body, you have 4 grams of water it pulls into the muscle. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So when that happens, naturally, you're going to gain weight, but it's not a bad thing. And that's what we have to try to explain to clients, that it's not about the weight loss. It's about the fat loss, the inches that we're talking about with you guys. So, can you think of an example of someone who came in recently that might have, thought about, "Oh my God, I can't gain weight," like someone who might be fearful of carbs?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to use an actual name of a
Mm-hmm.
client, but we've had clients over with our amazing 6 week challenge. It's one of our staple programs, and we take people through a elimination process. And over 6 weeks, we're taking away carbs, we're taking away gluten, we're taking away some dairy, we're taking away alcohol. And when they start to, but we're allowing them to reintroduce these things. And a lot of clients really get shocked when they reintroduce carbohydrates for the first time, and they look on their scale for their weigh-in, and they may have either stayed the same or gained a pound, and they get all scared, and then they want to go and not eat carbs anymore, which is exactly what we don't want them to do.
Yep.
We want them not to be afraid of carbohydrates because they're actually the fuel source we want them to be using. But at the same time, we want them to understand that it's going to happen and not to fear it. And that's basically just explaining what happens in the balloon effect. And one of the things I always tell my clients is that pound, don't worry about it. The next 1 or 2 days will come back off. You'll jump back on the scale, and you're going to feel amazing. And you're going to most likely finish the week less than you thought you'd even do, as long as you stick to the plan, follow the system, and keep moving.
Yep, and just to kind of go off that too, so we can even talk about the whole carb spillover. So as much as we want the balloon or the carb balloon to kind of shrink down and maintain a little bit, there are times where we want to bring carbs back into our plan to increase performance, increase energy, and also increase fat loss for some people. But there is that whole carb spillover. Just like a balloon can only handle so much water, it gets to a certain point that, boom, bursts, water starts spilling out. Same thing happens with our body. If we take in so many carbs, we're a very heavy carb dominant society where it's cereal from the morning, yogurts, heavy fruits, sugar-laden drinks, heavy starches for dinner, and then late night ice cream or so. So your body can only handle so much of that. And what your body cannot handle after that, it has to convert and store into fat. Just like alcohol, just like sugar, just like carbs, and everything like that. So you want to be careful of that whole carb spillover. So if you feel like you had a really bad day where you ate a lot of carbs, the whole thing is, how do I deflate that balloon? Well, through strength training, through what we call metabolic cardio, and through decreasing your carbs. It's a necessary thing. It's not an evil thing. It's not a diet. It's not deprivation. It's necessary to be very strategic about, what you want to do with your carbs day in, day out. And again, we can go into deeper that, another time, but that just kind of explains the whole carb spillover and the whole, balloon effect for that. So.
Outstanding. Great analogy. Great ways to finish this quick audio. The whole point of this is we're going to hit them hard and fast. So if you guys have any questions, make sure just to click the link below or find some way to get in contact with AKA Mr. Nutrition and myself, Coach Roz, the motivator. And we'll see you on another quick burst of MetaBurn audios.
Take care.